Out of all of the Naruto games that there are, none are quite like this one. Shinobi Strikers was released on August 31st, 2018 for PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC, and developed by a company called Soleil, a name I had never heard before. I'll be honest, when I first heard about Shinobi Striker I had a negative impression. I assumed that every Naruto game that wasn't a Storm game was just a blatant cash grab and likely a bad game. The problem with that opinion was that I had only seen the trailer and never actually played it. Now, after 6 years since the initial release, I finally got a copy and was able to see what this game has to offer. Was my negative opinion justified without even playing it, or was I wrong? And this is actually one of the most fun Naruto games out there. Let's check it out. Before you get to play the game, you're asked to create your own character. In Shinobi Striker, you don't play as a character from the show. Instead, you play as your own customized character. You can choose your character's name, village, hairstyle, and so on. The customization options are a bit limited at the start, but as you progress through the game, you unlock new cosmetic features. After creating your character, you're thrown into the big Konoha village hub world, which serves as a link to all the special inns and locations you can visit. But before we dive into the inns and the online mode, we need to talk about the single player content. I've always preferred single player games over multiplayer games, mainly because of my poor online connection and the fact that I usually get my ass kicked in online games. So I was curious to see if there was any single player content in Shinobi Striker, and to my surprise, there kind of is. One of the main points in the hub is the VR inn, where you can select single player missions. The idea is that you're thrown into a VR world and get to experience missions from the past, which will help your ninja become stronger. The story missions can be categorized into two sections. Co-op missions, these don't really have any story to them, they are more like tasks such as defend the gates or defeat specific NPCs. Story missions are the missions that have some semblance of a narrative. At the start there aren't a lot of missions, but you'll unlock more missions as you complete each one. If I'm not mistaken, there are around 21 main story missions, and completing each one unlocks a new achievement. Each mission has its own mini story, like trying to save Lee from Kizame, training with Naruto, or defeating Sasuke and Itachi. The missions don't actually connect to one another, as they're essentially quests from different characters in the village. Once you complete some missions in the VR inn, you'll notice an icon in the hub world indicating that a character has a quest for you. Talking to them will unlock a new VR mission, which is usually a story mission. These missions often feature in-game cutscenes at the start and the end. The visuals in these cutscenes are interesting and remind me a bit of the manga visuals. Once you complete a mission for a character, you unlock another character in the world who will have a quest for you. You repeat this process until you reach the final mission where you train with Naruto. This mission was so interesting that even my cat seemed to enjoy it. After completing the missions, you're congratulated by Hokage Naruto, and that's it. The story in this game is essentially non-existent. It's just a series of mini stories strung together to create a narrative about your character becoming stronger. You might wonder what's the point of these missions in an online focused game, but there's a big reason for them. Once you finish a story mission for a character in the hub world, they become available as a VR master, which plays a huge role in the game. One of the key inns in the hub world is the VR Master Inn, run by Sasuke. In this particular inn, you can select a VR master who will guide you in becoming even stronger. Once you choose a VR master, you can learn jutsus from them. There are plenty of free masters as well as substantial amount of DLC masters, which we'll touch a bit later. The basic idea is that you pick a master, participate in online matches or single player missions, and earn experience points for that master. The more experience points you accumulate with the master, the more advanced jutsus you can unlock for the character. Specifically, you can unlock 2 special jutsus, 1 substitution jutsu and 1 ultimate jutsu from each VR master. To unlock all of these, you need to level up your master to level 5. It's possible to level them up to level 10, but doing so mostly unlocks customization items which don't have much impact on the gameplay. Once you're done with one of the VR masters, you can switch to another. There are different types of VR masters that correspond to various combat roles such as ranged, close combat, healer, and defense. Each character just focuses on their specific role. Speaking of roles, each character in this game can adopt one of these roles. But before I explain the whole role system, I need to bring you guys to the Tenten's item shop first. In the hub world, you can visit Tenten's item shop. By completing missions, participating in online matches, and leveling up, you'll earn Ryo, which can be spent here. The shop offers a wide range of items including weapons, clothes, styles, and more. However, if you're low level, you only have to access the low tier items. For instance, as a low level player, I can only purchase C related clothes and weapons. But how do some players look so cool with flashy items? Well, this game has you covered with the beloved gacha mechanics. If you enjoyed opening loot boxes for a small chance of getting something good, this game is for you. By completing tasks and leveling up, you can earn scrolls. There are several types of scrolls, with the common ones typically yielding less desirable items, while the esoteric scrolls offer a higher chance of obtaining an ultra rare items. The downside is that these scrolls are hard to collect, and even after opening 10, your chances of getting something great are still slim. But don't worry, you can always spend real life money to buy some more scrolls to get SS items that can give you an edge in battle. In addition to scrolls, you can also purchase jutsus. I'm not entirely sure if the available jutsus are the same for everyone or if they depend on the VR master you choose, but there is an option to acquire extra jutsus for your class. Sakuras Inn is where you can customize your character, receive login bonuses and edit your character's appearance. If you're playing Shinobi Strikers, this inn will be likely where you spend most of your time. Why? Because of the character editor. As you complete single player missions, participate in online matches and unlock items for scrolls, you can apply them to your character here. As mentioned earlier, your custom character can belong to one of the 4 classes. Attack focuses quick on high damage attacks. The jutsu for this class is mostly heavy hitting and characters in this class have medium health. Ranged characters specialize in long range attacks. This class jutsus focus on keeping the caster out of close combat while dealing maximum damage. This class might have more ninja tools than the others, but they tend to have lower health, making them more vulnerable. Defense, a tanky build with the most health. The attack and jutsus in this class focus on area of effect damage, applying status effects and defending objectives. Healing, this role is focused on providing health to your teammates or own self, and some jutsus even allow for the revival of fallen teammates in battle. Each class has unique weapons suited to their role. For example, defensive types often wield large swords, while ranged classes use smaller daggers or knives for close range combat. Clothing in this game plays a significant role. Each piece, whether it's upperwear, lowerwear or accessories, provides specific buffs. Some clothes can reduce ninjutsu cooldowns while others increase damage output. So if you see a character with an unusual outfit, they might be using it strategically to gain advantage from the clothing's effects. Each class has its own set of jutsus and they can't use jutsus from other classes. You can equip 2 regular jutsus, 1 substitution jutsu which has additional effect when activated and 1 ultimate jutsu. The Hokages mention serves as the hub for selecting online game modes. Here's a breakdown of the options available. Quick match. This mode lets you jump into casual matches with various game modes. Flag battles. Teams have bases with flags. The goal is to capture the enemy's flag twice or collect the most flags before the time runs out. Base battles. Teams must capture at least 2 out of 3 bases to score points. The team with the most points wins. Combat battles. Teams have a fixed number of lives. The objective is to deplete the enemy's team's lives to 0. Barrier battle. I haven't played this mode myself, so I'm not sure about the specifics. Ninja Warlock. This is a competitive mode featuring only base battles or combat battles. Players in a rank based on their performance and rankings reset every 2 weeks, offering rewards based on your placement. This mode is highly competitive and often features players with powerful items. Survival exercise, my favorite mode, where the players are thrown into the Chunin exam arena and complete in a free-for-all battle. The player with the most points wins. Points are earned by defeating enemies or dealing damage for assists. This mode often has empty lobbies filled with bots and it's known for being quite toxic, but I find it the most enjoyable actually. The battle mechanics in Shinobi Striker are unique and can be confusing at first. Here's a breakdown. The controls are different from other Naruto games. Use the R1 and L1 buttons to activate your 2 main jutsus. Throwing ninja items is done with the circle button and executing combos involves pressing the square button repeatedly. Mastery of these controls along with proper use of jutsus and ninja items are essential. When your gauge is full, press the up the D-pad button to use your ultimate jutsus. This gauge fills by completing objectives and defeating enemies. Occasionally, scrolls appear during the battles that can boost your attack, speed or help fill the gauge faster. And a recent update introduced ninja hounds that can be used in battle. Better hounds can be acquired through the gacha system. Movement and camera controls are crucial. Battle maps are large and navigating them quickly is key. On the ground, holding R2 charges a chakra dash that propels you in the air. Pressing L2 allows for an extended dash. The chakra dagger is vital for aerial movement, allowing you to throw it on any surface to quickly reach them. To do that, you have to place R2 well in the air. During fights, the camera can become chaotic and disorienting. To manage this, be aware of your surroundings and adjust the camera as needed to avoid being stuck at awkward angles which can put you at a disadvantage. The last topic I want to cover is the game's DLC and pay-to-win elements. Despite its initial price of around $20 to $25, Shinobi Strikers is heavily reliant on DLCs and microtransactions, giving it a free-to-play game feel. Most of the DLCs are VR Master related and the game operates on a seasonal model where new VR Masters are introduced regularly. You can purchase these VR Masters individually or opt for a season pass to unlock them all. While some of these VR Masters are decent, others are overpowered with jutsus that can significantly skew the balance of the game. Adding season passes to a full-price game feels a bit excessive and predatory to me. For example, well-known Naruto characters like Tsunade and Jiraiya, who might have been anticipated as part of the base game, are regulated to DLC. Microtransactions are another issue. You can spend real money on scrolls that might grant you powerful items, making it challenging to compete if you don't invest in these in-game purchases. Overall, Shinobi Strikers is a fun and engaging game, and I admit it, I was wrong about it. The deep battle mechanics and movement system make you feel like a real ninja. The single-player content is somewhere lacking in a dedicated story, but it's necessary for unlocking more VR Masters. My biggest issue with the game is the numerous DLCs and the presence of microtransactions, which can be exploited to gain an unfair advantage. Playing solo can get a bit boring at times, but with friends the game shines and becomes more enjoyable. What about you? Have you played Shinobi Striker? If so, what are your thoughts? If not, are you tempted to give it a try? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching guys, and I hope you have a nice day/evening. Bye guys.